Special thanks to Patreon supporter Brock Cherry for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scareto here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Motomitragliatrice, which I probably completely butchered and I am not going to say it again for the rest of the tutorial, so we will go ahead and refer to this simply as the MIAS. The vehicle that we have in front of us is the MIAS, or was one of the variants of the Blindata D'assaulto. Was a vehicle born out of the Italian slaughter of World War I. Instead of the infantry facing withering machine gun fire unprotected, the MIAS would provide them with a mobile shield to cover them from fire. This is what the MIAS really was, a self-propelled mobile armored shield. It was certainly not a tank in the conventional sense, despite having some of the same features. It was armored, powered, and fully tracked, but that was as far as the similarities went. After all, it only had a single crew member, and it didn't even get a seat. So yeah, the vehicle we have in front of us here, obviously the name will only be said once because I am going to struggle pronouncing that. I've already had to do a couple takes on how to pronounce it properly, but it is a very interesting vehicle, if you can even really consider it a vehicle. But this was, again, born kind of in the interwar period, kind of closer to World War II in 1935. Surprisingly, this was a 1935 design and not something straight out of World War I. But the vehicle was kind of designed to basically fulfill the role of protecting, Italian soldiers. And we'll kind of take a look a little bit more into its features and all that stuff. It's a very small vehicle, basically about maybe 3/4 the size of a guy or an average person. So, take that as you will. And it's basically designed to have a guy that's able to crouch behind this thing and basically operate it and basically fire the machine gun and stuff. It's a really weird design and honestly seems super uncomfortable for anybody that actually would attempt to use this thing, but it's pretty cool and something I guess a little different and unique here for our Italian line of vehicles. Before we go ahead and jump into taking a look at the build, I do want to go ahead and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Brock Cherry for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and play this small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a view request for every month that you are a patron. It really helps support the work I do on my channel. It's really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, link for that is going to be always in my video descriptions. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in here to take a look at the vehicle. So getting started with here, we have basically the track system. So this does have a very simple rudimentary track system that does actually have an engine inside of it as well, which allows it to actually, move and stuff like that. And then it has the machine gun and basically this kind of armored shielding that goes around it. This right here is where the operator would actually be positioned. Now, typically, since this is a 2-to-1 scale, this is twice as big as it would be, but you can imagine in here, you would basically have to crouch to actually operate this thing. So they would kind of be in a squat type position and they would be firing the gun and also kind of moving with this thing. So very uncomfortable, horrible design, I think. Only 2 prototypes of these were made, and obviously they didn't go really anywhere. They were obviously a canceled project that never went into full fruition. So interesting design. Again, one of those kind of weird concept tanks and all that stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first. Actually, we're just going to do the whole thing together, so let's go and move into the tutorial. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer here, we're going to be going ahead and starting off with placing down a green shulker box. That's going to be sideways like so, and actually we're going to go and build it out over here. We're going to then place down a dark oak top slab, and then there's a shulker box on that side here to the side, an item frame, a cobweb in the item frame, and the same thing will be done over here on both sides. On the front here, the shulker boxes, we're also going to place down dark oak with trapdoors that are going to lay flat against the side here of those shulker boxes like that. And we will also go ahead and take the time to go ahead and grab some nether brick slabs, and we want to go and place down 1 and 2 blocks here in the ground like that for the tracks that would be on the ground level. Now once we have that done, we're going to place in there a dark oak with top slab in the center, a zombie head to both sides here, and we're going to go ahead and place down a grindstone that's going to be sideways. If you are in a version of Minecraft other than Java, you may not be able to place down a grindstone without having it on the block level like this. I'd probably recommend going ahead and instead substituting this out with a dark oak slab or something of the equivalent, because the grindstone looks a lot better like this. You can still use grindstones if you want, but this is an alternative to you to kind of make this look good. So again, up to you guys on what you want to do there. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 dark oak trapdoors here on the back, and then we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves a dark oak fence gate, and we're going to place down a fence gate here between the trapdoors, which we're going to open up toward the front here. After that, we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves musty cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 back, and then 1, 2, 3, like that, also going back. After we have that done, we'll then place down an anvil here in the center, a dark oak fence gate coming off the anvil, which will open up toward the anvil like so. If you're on Java, we can place down item frames here on both sides of those walls, and in those item frames, we can go and place down green beds. The reason I say for Java is if you are on a different version other than Java, such as Bedrock, you will not be able to place down 2 item frames in the same block space. You can go ahead and put 1 item frame down, like on the left or right side, but you will not be able to place down the item frames on both sides. So just keep that in mind going forward. That's what we have going on there. Then to the side here, we're going to place down again 2 item frames. Same thing over here. We'll go ahead and grab our some iron tools here, and we can just place down some iron shovels and axes and stuff like that in those item frames and rotate them sideways for some spare tools and equipment like that for the infantry on the side of the vehicle. Then on top here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab, and then we're going to go to the sides here with a zombie head at about a 45-degree angle here on that wall. We're going to go then place down a piston that's going to be in the center here. If you are not on Java and, again, don't have access to a debug stick, you can go ahead and use a end portal frame as an alternative. That will also work really well for this situation. On both sides of the piston, we are going to place down a zombie head. We're going to go ahead and also place down a musty cobblestone wall that goes back, as well as a green stainless pane, like this on both sides. And in the center there, we're going to go in very simply, just grab a dark oak with top slab and place it down there in the center, and when we're back. Or rather, sorry, just 1 in the center like that. And then on top of that top slab, we're going to go ahead and just place down a green carpet like so. For my Java players, for that piston, we are going to go ahead and type in the command /give at p Minecraft :debug_stick. This command right here, press enter, will give us this glowing stick, and we can go ahead and then go up to the piston here, and we can go ahead and left click it till we get selected extended false, and we'll go ahead and just go ahead and right click it, just like that. And we have that set up there. The very last thing for us to go ahead and do here for this vehicle is to go ahead and place down a end rod and then a chain here. There was another version of this vehicle that did not have actually a gun mounted on it, so you can also go ahead and disregard the gun, the end rod and chain, if you want to have this thing, the other version, which was known as the MORAS for variant, and this one here is the MIAS. So again, just kind of keep that in mind there. You can go ahead and kind of build one without the gun, one with the gun, whatever you want to do there. Anyways, though, that is going to wrap up everything we have here for the tutorial for this vehicle. Again, I'm not going to try to even pronounce the name because I'm sure I'm going to offend somebody Italian with just how bad my pronunciation of Italian words are. But anyways, I do hope that you guys do enjoy this build. If you do end up using it, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This would be thank you from the sound of the build, to link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. In addition, feel free to check my Patreon page if you are interested in becoming a patron. It really helps support the work on the channel, and obviously, again, you get that cool benefit of being able to request 1 request per month. You are a patron, so again, definitely feel free to take a look at that, and links always in the video descriptions. With that, though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.